Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going from no tint to tint. Okay, we're going to be going through how to apply pre-cut tint purchased off Amazon. Pretty straightforward. Removing the stuff, applying it. We'll go through all the materials and tools and stuff needed, and we'll show you how to apply it. Obviously I did one side already, learned a lot, made a few mistakes, but hopefully second attempt here goes better for you guys. So this is Truck Ownership 101. I'm Spencer Elbebach. Class is now in session. Let's take a look at the kit and what we're dealing with. So obviously we got halfway through this already, but when you order the kit, you do have a, first, you actually, when you order this on Amazon, I'll link this exact one that I used. You fill out a lot of information first. You select your exact vehicle, your window size and everything, and then you select the tint percentage that you want. And they will obviously cut them. You'll get a large sheet, so there'll be extra, which is good for peeling and placing and stuff. And you get the percentage you want. So I went with 50%. That is the most transparent option. So that's probably not very popular. I think a lot of people want a darker tint and want to at least match their back windows or go even further. But again, I'm in Minnesota. I'm trying to keep mine legal. They do sell an option for a whole application kit, which is a little more expensive. You can crunch the numbers. I first ordered this thinking, I don't need it. But then once I watched some more videos, I realized some of these squeegee tools are really going to come in handy. For our particular job, this one I used pretty much exclusively. So I did go, and I'll link this as well. This was, I believe at the time, was around $8. So definitely worth it. And there's actually some really nice tools in here for even doing like vinyl wrap stuff, which... if you follow my other videos, if you follow my other videos, I've done some wrapping in the past. I've wrapped wheel cap covers. I've wrapped window or rear view mirrors. And this wrap, I actually just did my interior. So again, I'll link the previous video I made where I tried to use a textured wood grain wrap, but the downside is that it didn't stretch. This stuff is, I'll try to stretch it here a little bit, is very stretchy. But anyway, that video, there's definitely a lot of struggle in that video, a lot of tearing and cracking and stuff here. This stuff stretched just beautifully. This centerpiece does pop out. I've done that in a couple of videos already. Just get a trim removal tool, pop under here, and just pulling straight out. A couple videos back, I did something about my auto stop kill where I had to pop that out, so you could watch that as well. These, I believe, can be removed with enough effort. It would involve removing, there's a kind of a trap door here on both sides, and removing the airbag, which already said nope, I don't want that thing exploding in my face. So what I did is I just laid a piece of vinyl wrap across the top here, oversized of course, and then I had a hair dryer handy, and I just kind of started working my way around, got it to lay nice on everything, and then I used my fingernail, and you could use like probably a credit card or something too if you didn't want to use that. But that does two things. It pushes it in to kind of help bring the wrap inside that crevice a little bit, and eventually once you get deep enough, you'll actually score it and cut it. So went all the way around with those without ever having to take anything off, and I just think that looks really good. I'll link this wrap in the description as well. I tried to go for a wrap that would complement that wood color, and it's really hard to buy wrap online to try to match colors, and I think I did a pretty decent job. Obviously that's gloss to this is a metallic satin, but I think on the inside here with the rest of the matte everywhere else, I think that satin kind of gave it a nice little pop. So anyway, let's start the prep work for that window and get this show on the road. We're going to clean this side off. We're going to spray this side down, just temporarily lay it here. and then we'll clean this side, get it ready, and then we're actually going to peel that clear film off, revealing that adhesive side. And then since it's, you know, facing this way, we'll just take it, put it back, and place it over here. We will drop the window down just a little bit so we can line up that lead edge. There will be a slight air gap there. I'll try to kind of walk you through all that. A couple other things that we're gonna need are a solution. Now, I've watched a lot of videos on this, and I recommend maybe you watch a couple more as well, just to kind of get maybe some better tips from people who know a little bit more about this than I do. But most of them are pretty vague on just solution. I did a little bit of research, and I found somebody recommended baby shampoo, 3% shampoo to the rest water and into a spray bottle. So thanks to my 1 and 3-year-old, we had that on hand, and thanks to my wife, I had this on hand, so thanks, babe. Again, do your research. If it worked well for me on that other side, but if you, and I don't really know what 3% was, I just put a few squirts in there. But again, do some research. If there's some people in the comments section that know a little bit more about this, that want to throw in some pro tips, would really appreciate for the rest of the group. Wet down the window both sides, you wet down the tint on both sides, and you place it, and with all that soapy water in between the two, you can kind of move and position and stuff, and then once you got everything exactly where you want it, then you use those squeegees, and when you remove that liquid, then the adhesive hits. So that's when things get permanent. So that's kind of, the water is actually, and the water, if you spray a lot, kind of stuff starts running, and you squeegee. If there's any little tiny bits of dust, which again, you want to try to avoid, that'll hopefully get pushed out with it. So pretty good system. Like I said, when I did it on the first try, I was a little nervous, made some mistakes, things slid around a bit. That's kind of how I made that little mistake on the top. So hopefully I look a little more coordinated in this one. I'll put a GoPro on my hat, and I'll set up a camera, hopefully get a couple different angles, and hopefully this goes well. All right, wish me luck. right, take a look for yourself. Really happy with how it turned out. You know, to me, my biggest concern when I kind of wussed out and went with 50% tint was how much worse was the, you know, the front going to look than the back if the matching issue is going to be a big deal. And obviously you can tell that 20% in the back with kind of what we've got stacked on the front with the 50% tint that we purchased. It is lighter, you can tell. However, it's, you know, the color seems to match the same well, where I think that looks really good. And, you know, as far as getting a ticket or just for safety driving at night, I'm really happy with how 50% looks. Let me know in the comments if you think that looks ugly as heck or not. And besides, when you get just to the slightest of an angle where that kind of compounds, it matches really well anyway. So it's kind of almost a direct shot where you can see light through. I'm sure driving around the daylight, it's probably gonna be a little different. But, you know, from the inside, you can take a look. Not bad as far as visibility. Actually, I'm very impressed. I was a little nervous as far as driving around at night if I was gonna be able to see as well. But like I say, there's nothing on the front to here on the sides. You know, maybe I'm a little bit of a worrywart or something. Maybe I could have went a little heavier, but honestly, I was really happy with the look, so I don't care. I think I'm gonna stick with this. Now, is it as good as a professional job? Like, is this one of those things where it's like putting on running boards, just do it yourself, you'll save a ton? This, obviously, there's some skill. This is a trade. I did not do as good of a job as a professional would. You know, you can see here, there's some, if catching the light, it kind of looks really bad in the light there, but driving, you don't see it too much. But yeah, when you're catching the light, you can tell. I made some amateur mistakes, and I kind of learned a bit, you know, as I was going, but, you know, so it's definitely not as good. If you want it absolutely perfect and you've never done it before, you know, you're probably gonna have to pay to have it done. But, you know, it's probably, you're gonna spend probably about 4 times as much at least. You know, if you paid to have this done, was it a couple $100? I kind of thought that's what it was. I could be wrong. I'm sure it depends on where you go, and you know, you get a ceramic tint coatings and all that kind of stuff. This stuff did seem to brag about a lot of those buzzwords. I'm not a pro, so you have to do your research. But, you know, am I happy with the, you know, the few mistakes that I made to save, I don't know, $170 maybe, for sure. I mean, it definitely doesn't look, if it's 25% of the cost, that definitely doesn't look 25% of the quality. So I think I'm at a win here. I can live, if I can notice some mistakes here and there, I can live with it for sure. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You can check out I've got 30 plus videos of everything I've done to this truck. I've got more videos coming, so if you subscribe, you'll get notified about those. I would really appreciate that. It helps support the channel. Links to everything I used in the description below. If you follow those links, it actually helps promote the channel too. I get a little bit of commission on those, so it's a way of showing your appreciation if these videos have been helpful to you. New content coming. I've got some kind of tools and things, code readers, maybe some battery stuff I can kind of show you about and review them for you. I believe I've got a one of those tailgate strips, blades, I think they're called, for brake lights and reverse and turn signals and stuff. I'll review one of those and see if I like it or not, if I'll recommend it to you guys, show you how hard the install is on those. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, class dismissed.